හරිම සුමුදුයි.
Tonight on First at 9 this Saturday the 3rd of February 2024. Inked. Historic Sri Lanka-Thai FTA signed. Thai PM affirms support to develop Sri Lanka's human capital.
I reaffirm Thailand's support for Sri Lankan human resource development under the 2 years implementation plan for 2024.
Suspect number 8. Minister Kelly Rambukwala stands in the dock as the 8th suspect complicit in the import of substandard medicines to Sri Lanka. Deputy Solicitor General submits the minister amended the procurement process to let unregistered suppliers in. Celebrating independence. Sri Lanka prepares to celebrate 76 years of independence. Special traffic plan in Colombo till celebrations conclude tomorrow.
ඔබේ විශ්වාසය දෙනු සෙන්සුරයින් දැන් ළඟම ඇති ෆාමසියෙන් ලබාගත හැක.
This is AdaDerana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to AdaDerana First at 9. I'm AdaDerana joining you live with the latest in Sri Lanka and around the world. Now in your top story tonight, Prime Minister of Thailand Srettha Thavisin arrived in Sri Lanka today on a 2-day official visit upon the invitation of President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Following his visit, the Sri Lanka-Thailand Free Trade Agreement was signed in the presence of the Thai Prime Minister and the Sri Lankan President. The FTA is expected to bolster trade and investment ties between the two nations and also to promote deeper integration into the other economies of Asian countries. Meanwhile, the Premier is also scheduled to attend the national ceremony to commemorate the 76th Independence Day of Sri Lanka as its chief guest. The Minister of Foreign Affairs previously confirmed that the Prime Minister of Thailand, Srettha Thavisin, will touch down for a 2-day official visit to Sri Lanka from the 3rd to the 4th of February upon the invitation of President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Accompanied by a high-level Thai delegation, the Thai Premier landed in Sri Lanka today. Prime Minister Thavisin was welcomed at the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katunayaka by his Sri Lankan counterpart, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. The delegation, including the Thai Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin, then arrived at the Presidential Secretariat, where a special ceremony was organized to welcome the diplomatic mission. President Ranil Wickremesinghe warmly welcomed the delegation. Thereafter, the Thai Premier was honoured by a 19-gun salute at the Golface Green. During his 2-day official visit to Sri Lanka, the Thai Premier is scheduled to grace the national ceremony to commemorate the 76th anniversary of the Independence Day of Sri Lanka tomorrow as its chief guest. He also attended the signing of the historic Sri Lanka-Thailand Free Trade Agreement. The agreement was signed at the Presidential Secretariat in the evening today, with President Ranil Wickremesinghe also attending the event. The Sri Lanka-Thailand Free Trade Agreement is expected to bolster trade and investment ties between the two nations and also promote deeper integration with the other Asian economies. The 9th round of the FTA negotiations was held from the 18th to the 20th of December 2023, while the previous round of talks had resulted in arriving at a consensus on the rules of trade, services, investments and economic cooperation. On the sidelines of the signing of the historic Sri Lanka-Thailand FTA, the air services agreement between the two nations was also signed. Further, a memorandum of understanding between the Gem and Jewellery Research and Training Institute of Sri Lanka and the Gem and Jewellery Institute of Thailand was also signed.
This is the second FTA Sri Lanka is concluding with an ASEAN partner, the first being with Singapore. The two sides work expeditiously to conclude this agreement, highlighting the strong interest of both governments on this important endeavour. Additionally, we have renewed the air services agreement to enhance connectivity between the two countries. An MOU has been concluded between GEM and Jewelry Research and Training Institute of Sri Lanka and the GEMS and Jewelry Institute of Thailand. Both of these agreements will enhance economic trade and tourism exchanges. We see great potential for enhanced investment from Thailand coming into Sri Lanka, and we discuss possible areas of collaboration. We have also had a very useful discussion on cooperation in the areas of defense and intend to augment our defense sector cooperation in the future. In particular, sharing information and intelligence between defense establishment of both countries to curb transnational organized crime, including human trafficking, drug smuggling, money laundering, and financing of terrorism is important. We have also discussed that Sri Lanka and Thailand have cooperated well in regional fora such as BIMSTEC, IORA, ACD, and the ASEAN Regional Forum. There is much that needs to be done by like-minded countries of the global south such as Thailand and Sri Lanka, create an effective impact in shaping an evolving new world order.
Given the enormous potential between our two countries, I believe that the signing of the free trade agreement today will significantly boost bilateral trade and investments in the years ahead. The Sri Lankan-Thailand Business Forum this evening will be the first of many that will provide tremendous business opportunities for both sides. Thailand aims to be the logistic hub in Southeast Asia with our land bridge project connecting the Andaman Sea with the Gulf of Thailand and reducing the transit time between the Pacific and the Indian Ocean. Thailand and Sri Lanka can also join hands in strengthening the connectivity between land bridge and Colombo port. On tourism, I'm pleased to announce that Thai Airways International will resume daily commercial flights between Bangkok and Colombo March 31st of this year. This resumption of Thai Airways flight will bring us closer than ever. Thailand also proposes a trilateral collaboration on a three countries cruise tourism between India, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. The visa-free arrangements will enhance people-to-people connections and promote economic cooperation after the signing of FTA. Both sides will further discuss on having a memorandum of understanding on visa exemption, which would be an effective tool to stimulate two-way tourism. On development cooperation, I reaffirm Thailand's support for Sri Lankan human resource development under the 2 years implementation plan for 2024 and 2025. Thailand appreciates the Sri Lankan government's facilitation on the repatriation of Mathuracha or Saksurin back to Thailand for medical treatment last year. We also thank the Sri Lankan government commitment to take good care of other two elephants as they are a symbol of friendship and our close tie.
Now, the national ceremony to mark the 76th anniversary of Sri Lanka's independence is slated to be held tomorrow. Taking the Independence Day celebration into consideration, the police revealed that a special traffic plan will be followed in Colombo during today and tomorrow. Meanwhile, in view of the 76th Independence Day celebration, over 700 inmates island-wide are said to be pardoned by the President.
Preparations of the national ceremony to commemorate the 76th anniversary of the Independence Day of Sri Lanka are currently underway. The final rehearsal for the national ceremony was held at the Golface Green this morning. The police revealed that a special traffic plan will be followed through the course of today and tomorrow in Colombo, in line with the Independence Day celebration.
As you're already aware, Independence Day celebration will be held at Golface tomorrow morning. We have a special traffic plan. Especially, we are requesting the public to be vigilant about this traffic plan. Especially, every vehicle coming from the Gol side go at Fort and Peta. They can turn right to WSC Lamawata in Malawata and via roundabout, and then they can take Havelock Road to enter to the Colombo Fort area. Other vehicles, they can come towards the Kolpit area and they can turn Bagatale Road, then Duplication Road, then to Mula Junction, Flower Road. They can use any roads to enter the Colombo Fort and Peta. Vehicle who are expecting to leave from Colombo city area, Colombo Fort and Peta, they can use the road Technical Handia, Sangarajamawata, Maradana, through Gaminuat Trauma and Ibangola Handia, and also Dean's Road and also Burala Road. They can use on all these alternative roads tomorrow morning. Already we have closed the Golface roundabout to NSA roundabout, especially Golface Center Road, until finish this event. Especially tourists who are staying at the hotel, they can do their day-to-day work. We have informed all police officers to concern their whatever their needs. They have concern if they won't go to the airport and some tourists coming. We have already arranged all facilities to them, get to the hotel and leaving from the hotel without any disturbances.
The Sri Lanka Railway Department meanwhile stated that trains operating on the coastal line from 5 am to 9 am tomorrow will not make stops at the Secretariat Halt Railway Station, the Kolpiti Railway Station and the Bambalapiti Railway Station. In the meantime, a Pirit chanting ceremony organised by the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs was held at the Independence Square premises late last evening to bless the entire country as it prepares to celebrate 76 years of independence. The Department of Buddhist Affairs organised an almsgiving at the Sri Lanka Vidyalaya Mahapirivana Temple this morning. Further, 754 inmates detained across the island are to be pardoned by the President tomorrow in view of the 76th Independence Day of Sri Lanka. Accordingly, a total of 754 prisoners, including 25 female inmates, are expected to be released tomorrow.
Now in other news, State Minister of Indigenous Medicine Sisira Jayakodi says that the Sri Lanka Ayurvedic Drugs Corporation achieved its highest profit in years, recording a substantial 195 million rupees in 2023. In a media briefing held yesterday, State Minister Jayakodi also said the department plans to open paid wards at the National Ayurvedic Teaching Hospital in Borella following the development of the hospital this year. Also commenting on the proposed cannabis cultivation in Sri Lanka, the minister said a cabinet paper requesting permission to call for investors to fund the cultivation will be put forward at the next cabinet meeting scheduled to be held on the 5th of February.
පසුගිය කාල පරිච්ඡේදය තුළ පාඩු ලැබපු ආයුර්වේද සංස්ථාව මෙම වර්ෂය තුළ මිලියන 195කට වඩා වැඩි ලාභයක් ලබලා තියෙනවා. පසුගිය අවුරුදු දෙක තුනක කාල පරිච්ඡේදය තුළ විශේෂයෙන්ම 2017 18 19 ඉඳන්ම අවුරුදු 6-7 තිස්සේම හැමදාම ආයුර්වේද සංස්ථාව පාඩු ලැබුවේ. මේ වර්ෂයේ අපි නව කළමනාකරණයක් පත් කළා. ඒ නිසා ඒ තුලින් අපිට මිලියන 195ක ඩලර් ලාභයක් වාර්තාගත කරන්න හැකියාව ලැබිලා තියෙනවා. අපිට ප්‍රධාන ජාතික රෝහල ආයුර්වේද දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව සතු බොරැල්ල ආයුර්වේද රෝහල. එය ඉතා විශාල ආයෝජනයකින් සකස් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතුරු කොටස් ටික සම්පූර්ණ කිරීම සඳහා මේ වර්ෂයේ රජය විසින් මිලියන 450කට වඩා වැඩි මුදලක් බොරැල්ල ආයුර්වේදයේ සංවර්ධනය සඳහා යොදාගෙන තියෙනවා. බොරැල්ල ආයුර්වේදයේ සංවර්ධනය කිරීම තුළ අපි උපාය මාර්ගික සහ විශේෂයෙන්ම නිශ්චිත ඒකකයක් බවට පරිවර්තනය කරනවා. ගෙවීමේ වාට්ටු ක්‍රමය ව්‍යාප්ත කිරීම සඳහා මෙරටත් ඒ වගේම විදේශිකයන්ටත් ගෙවීම් වාට්ටු ඇති කිරීම සඳහා උත්සාහය අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. එහි එක කොටසක මේ සංවර්ධන කටයුතු අවසන් කිරීමත් එක්ක
ආයුර්වේද ඖෂධ සඳහා ගංජා වගා කිරීමේ ව්‍යාපෘතියක් ආයුර්වේද අමාත්‍යාංශය විසින් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරගෙන ආවා. ඒ වෙනුවෙන් නව පනත් ගේනවා කියලා ඔබතුමා කිව්වා. මේකේ වර්තමාන තත්ත්වය කොහොමද?
පළමුවෙන්ම ආයුර්වේද පනත සංශෝධනය කිරීමෙන් ඒට අවශ්‍ය නෛතික අවසරය ලබා ගත්තා. දෙවෙනි පියවර කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය විසින් විශේෂයෙන්ම ආයෝජන ප්‍රවර්ධන භාරව ජනාධිපතිතුමත් ඒ වගේම දේශීය වෛද්‍ය අමාත්‍යාංශයේ ඍජුව සම්බන්ධන සෞඛ්‍ය අමාත්‍යාංශයත් ඒකාබද්ධ වෙන වැඩසටහනට අවශ්‍ය කැබිනට් අනුමැතිය ලැබුණා. දැන් අපිට තියෙන්නේ නීති රෙගුලාසි ටික කොහොමද ආයෝජකයෝ කැඳවන්නේ. ඒ නිසා දැන් ආයෝජකයයිලා අපිට කතා කරනවා. නමුත් ඒක කතා කරන්න අපිට නිල බලය නැහැ. ඒකට අවශ්‍ය කැබිනට් අනුමැතිය ලැබෙනකම්. ඒ නිසා මේ ලැබෙන 5 වෙනි සවුන්දා කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයට ඉදිරිපත් කළා තියෙනවා. ආයෝජන කැඳවීම සඳහා අවශ්‍ය නෛතික බලය ලබා ගැනීමට. ඒ නිසා 90%ක්ම කටයුතු ඉවරයි. හැබැයි අපනයනයක් ලෙස විතරයි අපි සිද්ධ කරන්නේ. ඖෂධීය වශයෙන් පමණයි දැන් තියෙන ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයේ ආයෝජනය කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නෛතික රෙගුලාසි ටික තහවුරු කරාන් පස්සේ කර්මාන්තය ආරම්භ වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
Now taking you to some controversial developments surrounding law and order in Sri Lanka, the Maligakanda Magistrates Court today ordered former Health Minister Keheli Rabukwala to be further remanded until the 15th of February. This decision was taken by the Maligakanda Magistrate when the matter on the import of substandard medicines to Sri Lanka was taken up before the Maligakanda Magistrates Court today.
Former Health Minister Keheli Rabukwala was arrested in connection with his alleged complicity in the procurement of substandard medicines yesterday while recording a statement at the CID upon an order issued by the Maligakanda Magistrate Court. Accordingly, he was presented before the court early today. Pleading before the Maligakanda Magistrate, Lochani Abevikrama, Deputy Solicitor General Lakmini Girihagama, informed the court that the former Health Minister will be named as the 8th suspect in the matter concerned on the import of the immunoglobulin antibody to Sri Lanka. The Deputy Solicitor General, accusing the former Health Minister for amending the procurement process governing the import of medicine, said the minister removed suppliers registered with the National Medicine Regulatory Authority and enabled unregistered suppliers to enter the procurement system. Presenting a cabinet paper tabled by the former minister, Minister to the Maligakanda magistrate, the Deputy Solicitor General alleged that there was no shortage in the immunoglobulin vaccine at the time when the Minister sought permission from the Cabinet for the emergency purchase. The Deputy Solicitor General also stated that no document was uncovered during the investigations which corroborated the need to prepare the Cabinet paper presented. The lack of such corroborating evidence reportedly prompted concern within the courthouse. Answering a query put forward by the magistrate, the Deputy Solicitor General submitted that while providing the CID statement yesterday, the Minister had revealed that the medicine list was given by the Medical Supply Division and that the Cabinet memorandum was not made by him. It was further revealed that more than 144 million rupees were paid and the money that was credited to the account of the first suspect, which was withdrawn from the account within 3 days. The Deputy Solicitor General further urged the court to reject the bail application, further remand the Minister since he has been charged under the Public Property Act. Those submissions were reiterated by the attorney for an aggrieved party, President's Counsel Nalinda Indathissa. Subsequently, President's Counsel Anuja Premaratna, representing Minister Kelly Ramukwala, submitted that all Cabinet Ministers must be brought forward to be questioned, raising concern on how the entire Cabinet can be misled by a single document. Commenting on the lost documents, the President's Counsel represented the Minister said the state must go after the person who lost the documents without making allegations against the Minister and urged the magistrate to provide bail to his client, highlighting his medical conditions. After considering all the submissions made, Maligakanda Magistrate Lochni Abe Vikrama said the Minister must be responsible for all actions carried out by the Ministry beyond just signing a document. Therefore, the magistrate ordered the Minister to be remanded until the 15th of this month. Apart from this, the court ordered the Criminal Investigation Department to conduct an investigation into all supplies of medicine made by the supplier in question during Kelly Ramukwala's tenure as the Minister of Health. Accordingly, the Minister was taken to prison by the prison officials.
Now, taking you through some economic developments in the island, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka says that the cumulative deficit in the trade account narrowed to $4.9 billion during the last year, the lowest since 2010. However, the CBSL also says that the country's trade deficit widened in December 2023 compared to the trade deficit recorded a year earlier. The central bank made those disclosures while presenting its latest report on the performance of the external sector of the country's economy.
The central bank in its external sector performance report said the cumulative deficit in Sri Lanka's trade account narrowed to $4.9 billion from $5.2 billion in 2022. The central bank revealed that the cumulative trade deficit recorded in 2023 was the lowest since 2010. Meanwhile, the deficit in the merchandise trade account widened to $482 million in December 2023 compared to the deficit of $358 million recorded in December last year. In December, Sri Lanka's merchandise exports revenue declined by 6.2% to $1 billion from a year earlier due to a decline in earnings from industrial exports and mineral exports, while an increase was recorded in agriculture exports in December 2023. The central bank said cumulative export earnings during the period from January to December also declined by 9.1% compared to 2022 to $11.91 billion. Meanwhile, expenditure on merchandise imports increased to $1.48 billion in December 2023 compared to $1.42 billion in the same month in 2022. The year-on-year increase in imports were mainly led by imports of investment goods and consumer goods amidst the relaxation of import restrictions. A central bank report said the cumulative import expenditure in 2023 declined by 8.1% to $16.8 billion over the corresponding period of 2022. Meanwhile, workers' remittance increased notably to $570 million in December 2023 compared to $537 million in November 2023. The same figure in December in the previous year stood at $476 million. As a whole, workers' remittances in 2023 amounted to $5.97 billion compared to $3.789 billion in 2022, recording a year-on-year growth of 57.5%. Total departures for foreign employment in 2023 were recorded at 297,656. The same figure in 2022 was recorded at 311,056. Earnings from tourism in November 2023 stood at $205 million, while in December last year, earnings were estimated at $269 million, marking a stark increase from $127 million earned through tourism in December 2022. In aggregate, earnings from tourism in 2023 amounted to $2.068 billion compared to $1.136 billion in 2022, recording a year-on-year growth of 82%.
Now on the political front, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa revealed that he is ready to test the confidence that Parliament has in its incumbent Speaker Mahinda Yapa Abewardena. Those remarks were made at a program held in Galle by the opposition leader, where he also criticised the Speaker's approval of the online safety bill, disregarding the Supreme Court recommendations.
වර්තමාන කතානායකවරයා ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණය ලබා දුන්නු නිර්දේශ කොටසක් මගහරිමින් අනීතිකව මේ මාර්ගගත සුරක්ෂිතතා කියන පනත ඒකට අනුමැතිය ලබා දුන්නා. අපි විශ්ලේෂණයක් කරයින් පස්සේ අපි දැක්කා තැන් 9කදී ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණය ලබා දුන්නු නිර්දේශ සහමුලින්ම අමතක කරලා පැත්තකට කරලා තමයි මේ පනත සම්මත කරගෙන තිබෙන්නේ. කතානායකවරයා ළඟ පිළිබඳව අපිට කිසිම විශ්වාසයක් නැහැ. කතානායකවරයාටත් මං හිතන්නේ Tamanට විශ්වාසයක් තියනවද නැද්ද කියන එක ගැන පාර්ලිමේන්තුවෙන් හොයා බලන අවස්ථාවක් අපිට ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට සිද්ධ වෙනවා.
Meanwhile, the opposition leader also made several comments on the current state of affairs within his party, the Samaga Jana Balawegaya.
සමග ජන බලවේගයේත් ඉන්න මගේ අම්මට මගේ තාත්තට කුණුහරුපින් බැනපු කට්ටිය. ඉතින් ඒව පදනම් කරගෙන මම ඒගොල්ලෝගේ සමාජිකත්වය අයින් කරන්නේ. තැන් තැන් වල ගිහිල්ලා එක එක කතා කියලා පක්ෂයට රණවිරුව එන්නේ නැහැයි කියලා. පක්ෂය මදි කියලා. එහෙම කයිවාරු ගගහ ඉන්න නැතුව හැමෝම දැන් එකතු වෙලා පක්ෂය ගොඩනගන්න සූදානම් වෙන්න. පක්ෂය විවේචනය කරන කෘත්‍යාධිකාරී මණ්ඩල හරහා ගත්තු තීන්දුව විවේචනය කරන සීලුම දෙනාට විරුද්ධව තරාතිරම් බලන්න නැතුව විනය පරීක්ෂණ පවත්වනවා අනිවාර්යයෙන්.
Now a submarine of the Indian Navy arrived at the Colombo port today on a formal visit. Following the arrival, the visiting submarine was welcomed by the Sri Lankan Navy according to naval traditions. The INS Current submarine, which is 67.5 meters long with a crew of 53, was commanded by Commander Arunab. The arrival of the submarine serves as an opportunity for mutual engagement and cooperation between the Indian and Sri Lankan navies. During the stay, Sri Lankan Navy personnel will participate in a submarine awareness program, and the submarine crew is set to explore some of the country's tourist attractions. The official visit of the INS Current submarine will conclude on the 5th of February. Now, the Consumer Affairs Authority specified the standard weight of a loaf of bread through an extraordinary gazette issued yesterday. Any type of bread manufactured, packed, stored, offered for sale, displayed for sale, sold retail or wholesale should meet the standards set forth by the gazette.
The Consumer Affairs Authority issued an extraordinary gazette yesterday specifying the standard weight of a loaf of bread. As per the Gazette notification issued, the standard weight of a loaf of bread should be 450 grams with an allowed deficiency of 13.5 grams, while the standard weight for half a loaf of bread is required to be 25 grams with a permitted deficiency of 9 grams. In addition, the Consumer Affairs Authority noted that any type of bread manufactured, packed, stored, offered for sale, displayed for sale or sold retail or wholesale should contain the standard weight specified in the recently issued Extraordinary Gazette. Further, all traders are ordered to display the weight of the bread displayed for sale.
Welcome back. Now in your business news, as Sri Lanka's tourism industry picks up, the Hong Kong-based airline Cathay Pacific resumed direct flight services between Hong Kong and Sri Lanka with its thrice-a-week service. After a hiatus of several years, its maiden flight CX611 took off yesterday with 253 passengers on board. Hong Kong's home carrier Cathay Pacific's much-awaited direct flights between Sri Lanka and Hong Kong officially resumed yesterday following a 4-year hiatus. The inaugural direct flight CX611 from Sri Lanka's Bandaranaike International Airport took off yesterday carrying 253 passengers on board. Cathay Pacific Airlines temporarily suspended its flight operations since March 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Direct flights from Colombo to Hong Kong are scheduled to depart Colombo at 12:45 a.m. and arrive in Hong Kong at 8:40 a.m., while flights from Hong Kong will depart at 8:05 p.m. and touch down in Colombo at 11:30 p.m. Resuming its legacy of serving the Sri Lankan market for over 30 years, the return of the Cathay Pacific's 3 times weekly service from Colombo will result in the availability of direct flights on every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday.
The airline's Airbus A330 aircraft will be used for the service, offering passengers with 28 fully flat seats in business class and 265 spacious seats in economy class. The airline will also provide special fares for students travelling from Colombo to Sydney, Auckland, Singapore, Tokyo and Kuala Lumpur. Meanwhile, a special event was held yesterday to commemorate the resumption of Cathay Pacific flights to Sri Lanka as its tourism sector picks up. At the event, country leader of Cathay Pacific Sri Lanka and the Maldives, Harish Khan, expressed his views.
Absolutely thrilled to be back in Sri Lanka after a gap of 4 years. Our customers from Sri Lanka would now have the chance to explore the best of in-flight entertainment, the best of in-flight dining and the Asian hospitality that Cathay has always been known for. We look forward to continuing our growth in the Sri Lanka market.
The One World Alliance commemorated 25 years of providing its clients with an outstanding and seamless travel experience. With that, here's a look at more corporate news in brief.
The One World Alliance recently celebrated 25 years of delivering an exceptional and seamless travel experience to its customers worldwide, with its member airline flights operating somewhere in the world every 6 seconds, 24 hours a day and 7 days of the week. The alliance, meanwhile, has flown 9 billion passengers on its member airlines, connecting them with their loved ones. In addition, the alliance aims to increase connectivity and flexibility for passengers and to reward frequent passengers with special benefits and privileges. In the meantime, TJ Lanka plc announced that the company has maintained a positive trajectory in the third quarter of 2023-2024. The company meanwhile recorded a net profit of 477.4 million rupees for the 3 months, a gain of 843.3 million rupees over the net loss of 366 million rupees reported for the corresponding 3 months of the preceding year. Further, the group's revenue for the quarter reviewed at 15.9 billion rupees was down 12% over the 18.1 billion rupees recorded in the corresponding quarter of the last financial year.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of AdaDerana First at 9. Stay in touch with us on www.adaderana.lk for the latest developments around the clock. Thank you. Have a great night.
For news and information you can trust 24 hours a day, visit AdaDerana.lk.